to this week's episode of Chasing the Whimsy. I am your host, Ben. And today we have co-host...
Liam.
How you doing, Liam? He's back.
Good.
Good. We're glad that you're back. Can you give us, let's go like 2 sentences. What have you been up to? Where have you been?
Living my life. No. I've just been wrestling and then just kind of enjoying my summer, kind of just being lazy, being able to have those I can just sleep in and nap whenever I want.
Nice.
So
you just came back from your wrestling trip. Good times?
Yeah.
You learned a bunch of stuff this year?
I learned. It was learning, but it's probably the most fun I've ever had in my life.
All right. I like it. Dill. Most fun you ever had in your life. Summer, lazy, sleeping in, get to do what you want. This week's episode, your best ideal summer. Not what you've had so far, but if you can make up your own summer, what would it look like?
Well, first, I'll do the schedule.
All right.
So the schedule will usually be wake up at 10.
Okay.
Don't go to bed until 2 to 3.
Okay. So you got your 7 hours, but get up at 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then what are we doing?
I don't know. What do you want?
Oh, it's your summer, man. What's your ideal summer look like? An average day?
Well, you need to tell yours too.
I'll do mine.
No, we got to go this category. You say it, and then I'll say it.
Okay. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna get up at 7. I want a long day. I sleep for 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean I already do that now, but
that's actually pretty smart because I've been waking up at 8 and going to bed at 2, and I've just been enjoying those naps in the middle of the day. So.
Right? Because mine I'll have a nap somewhere in the midday, but mine would be start early, like a nice 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. I think part of it was. It kind of reminds me of growing up is he's flexing everybody. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. You see it. It looks better in the camera.
Sorry. You're going to have to turn the camera off. We're both distracted. Look at this beast.
No, the other one's better.
Look at it. Dude. Oh man. You guys should see this. I wonder if I can just take a picture of it.
Just the muscle.
This whole episode is just going to be, check out the muscles. They're all
look at how good it looks in the picture.
Yeah, I think it reminds me of growing up because mom would go to work that early, so I kind of just get up, see her off, and then I'm big bowl of cereal, cartoons.
So that's your younger self.
Even now, it's
big bowl of cereal, cartoons.
Something on TV, yeah.
We can stick with the littles. What was your favorite play set when you were younger?
A play set?
When you were
like a micro machine or a Polly Pocket?
What's a micro machine?
They're tiny. They're super, super small cars. Kind of I think Mattel did them. They're basically Hot Wheels, but in little car form. They were cool looking though. Play set. I don't think we had a lot of play sets.
Really? Because I remember when we were watching Comic Book Men and they just had all these cool Ninja Turtles, Star Wars.
I did have lots of action figures. So when me and my buddy would come over, we'd do the sleepovers, we'd play with the action figures and we kind of just make pillow forts or whatever, and then they climb over those. Because I never got the big castles or sets or aircraft carriers or destroyers or anything like that.
Mine is the Batman Imaginext Batcave. It's what I had when I was younger, and this is when I was in my prime. This is
your prime younger?
Yes.
All right.
I wish you could show a picture, but it was this, and I would have all my little people. And
we got that from grandma's, right?
We had a different one. So
you had that one, but we still had one here too.
This one. The other one was
all right. That's kind of cool.
Any Batcave, because it was just the things you could do with your mind, your imagination, because it wasn't just the Batcave I had. It was like the everything else I had, like all the little miniature characters. Like
Right.
there's a ton of Imaginext characters, and like there's like a little jail on the bottom, and I was like, I would put people in there, and I would just create like stories, or my second prime, like my prime, like going, was probably a WWE ring.
Okay.
Because what I used to do is on Saturday nights, I would have like a ring here, and then I would have another, like I would have a ring, and then like I had this truck, and
WWE truck?
no,
Or
just like a normal
just
truck.
regular truck.
And I would like create things, and I would like make it like so it was like designed to look cool. So like it was like he's on the top rope, he's about to jump on this guy, or he just jumped off and he's on like the table's like broken, or like he's slamming his head into the truck. And I would just create all these things,
Just like straight out of Monday Night Raw.
and then Sunday night, and then I would wake up on Sunday, and they're gonna go to your house.
Yeah.
So it was like I said, either the Imaginext, Batcave, or the WWE ring that I had when I was younger.
Nice. Yeah, no, we did action figures, but never play sets.
Yeah. Thomas too.
You did, yeah. That was before the Batcave.
Yeah.
The big table.
It was in there for the longest time too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
We keep saying we're gonna bring those Thomas tracks out for Sophie.
Never do.
I know
like,
exactly where they're at.
I'm trying to. Okay, so those were at my mom's house. I'm trying to find like a toy here that was like my prime here, because I remember I had the Bane car,
right,
and then I had the little Hulk,
and
those were the ones I played with mostly. But then I just had a bunch of like miscellaneous toys here, and I just made stories.
Well, because like every time we would go out, we would just like whatever
Dollar Tree toy there is,
or like like the toy of the week, and we would just build your collection of just random toys. I was the same way. Just go to the Target or Kmart back in the day, and we would buy what did I do? I did Jurassic Park, Aliens, like whatever movie was out is what I would do, because like I had the Jurassic Park, some of the dinosaurs, and then the aliens were fucking sick because they looked cool. And then I needed a gun, so I had to get the people from Aliens.
I just went and looked in my room. There's nothing I can think of, but just walking past your room just reminded me of Pokemon trading card game. And I feel like that was my prime here.
Okay.
Because that's probably some of the most fun I've had. Like you letting me play the Mewtwo, Mewtwo deck. I was just like, oh god,
right? Because
it can't be stopped. You just taught me the meta. You're like, hey, you need this card to make this card good, and this card will be like really good, and then you'll win.
Right.
So I learned the meta, and like I wouldn't lose, so it was just fun.
And we were playing it on the online, and it was just like move, done, win. Because like that deck, for whatever reason, your turn would take like 6 minutes, and you'd play 38 cards, and then you're like pass, and you're like, I win in 3 turns. Like they can't stop you.
And for a little bit there, we were playing the trading card game not that long ago with the Mew deck.
Yes.
It was like I was playing, and you're like, hey, I'll spend money if you just play, and you get to like this certain achievement. And I was going.
We went to a couple pre-releases.
Those were super fun.
Different but fun. You like, because like you like opening packs and looking through all the cards, and then I like doing the deck construction, so I'd kind of build you a deck.
We have a bunch of like booster boxes just sitting there. Like, can we open them? You're like, no.
I think if I had an ideal summer, I wasn't playing. I didn't start getting into Magic until after high school, but I wish I would have played cards more like younger, because I do enjoy a good card game. Last Monday I went out and played Magic the Gathering with a buddy, and I just love. I don't know. I just like the.
You did?
Yeah. Just out of random.
Ian?
Jacob. So. I did reach out to Ian though. He might come out and see if I can get him over to play some
You've been
cards.
saying this for like 4 years now.
I know. Like, Ian, where you at? All right. So your ideal summer, you get up at 10. What's going on after 10?
Probably after 10, I'm probably gonna eat. So like, I don't eat breakfast.
Okay.
But I have been. So, I'll say if I'm in the mood for breakfast, it'll probably be, waffles.
Like an Eggo?
Yeah, like the toaster ones. Because
Yeah.
I don't make pancakes are too much.
Oh man, we got pancakes in the freezer.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And we're freaks. We eat them cold.
Right out of the
They're
freezer.
frozen.
We just gnaw on them like we're teething, and then wait for them to soften up, and then we just keep eating them.
But probably waffles. And it depends on if I'm in like a sweet mood that day, then I'll put syrup on it. If not, then I'll just eat it waffle.
Right. Okay.
What about you? So you got your cereal.
I can't do cereal much anymore since I got my gallbladder taken out. I don't.
You get your gallbladder taken out?
Yeah. Guess what this random scar is? Where is it? I don't know where it's at.
All right.
It's over here.
Let me see.
I think. I don't know. Liam's flexing and I got my big old belly hanging out over here. Good Lord. Yeah, it would be like cereal or like 3 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I'm allergic, boy.
I know.
Food is not what makes summer, though.
No, but the idea that you can just eat whatever you want whenever you want is kind of nice too, though.
Because like usually I wake up and I just like lay in bed for a little bit and I don't turn like anything on. But then like after like maybe 15 to 20 minutes, I get my phone and I just turn on a YouTube video and I lay there for like maybe an hour.
Uh-huh.
And then that's when I eat. And then after I eat, that's when the PlayStation gets turned on. And I think this is our next subject. 5 games that would make your summer the best summer. No timeline, like say you get
Like,
any game. Any
my summer starts today. I have 2 months. What are the top 5 games I'm going to play all summer?
Yeah. You're number 5, like the one that you're like, yeah, like it's not the best, but it's really good. I'm excited to play it. And it's any game.
Any game. Let's go with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Not the original one? You know, the nostalgia?
I already played that one. I'm going to play games I haven't played yet. I'll have one redo game.
Okay. It'll probably be like Chrono Trigger.
Okay, never mind. No, I'm gonna surprise you.
Final Fantasy VII Remake. I got halfway through and then I got stuck on a part and I was and I think it was the year after it came out.
Yeah.
11, I think I was. And I was just so impatient then. Like,
yeah.
I didn't have the patience to do it.
And now it sucks because now you try to go back into it. You don't remember the controls. You half forgot where you're supposed to be going. And then it's like too much to try to figure out how to get back on track.
I was playing South Park, the Stick of Truth, like maybe like 3 weeks ago. And I lost my mind. I played the same alien like level for maybe 2 hours.
And you couldn't beat it?
No, I couldn't do it. And then like it was like I was stuck in this place for a certain amount of time. I'm like looking up all the walkthroughs. And like it was right in front of me and I missed it for maybe like 30 minutes. And then I actually got to the boss guys and they were harder than they should have been. And I don't know. But
what's your number 5?
Yeah, probably South Park, what's it called? The superhero. Fractured Butthole. It was like a really fun, like just like a game where like it was like just endless of lasts and like it's like just a random game. Like I feel like you would dig it. You move this guy like 2 spaces up and you attack this guy.
Okay.
So it was just like really fun. And like all your little South Park guys are little superheroes and you're like running around this town and there's like it's not open world, but it basically is open world.
Okay.
because like and there's a bunch of side quests. Like I think it was like a 20-hour maybe game. And it's South Park. South Park's always going to be funny.
All right. My number 4. Oh, I just had it. Oh, what it was? I forgot what it was. I was trying to look at my third pick, and I lost track of my other one.
I know yours probably is going to be the Secret of Mana. One of the that game.
No, that's gonna be my number 1 in that realm. But game. Well, I need something that's a little bit more. I might redo Sleeping Dogs for my number 4.
Gosh, yes.
Like that game,
it holds up.
It holds up, and it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto.
Great story,
but it has a really good story with it, and you liked it. And then it was funny because like you first played it because you just like to run over people and shoot people, and then you actually like watched like the storyline of it, and you're like, whoa.
I think that's what you like when like some of these games is you just like, I like to watch your reaction like, evolve and be like, I'm gonna figure this out on my own, because you're like, okay, whatever, I got the story game, I played it myself, it was a good game, he can do whatever he wants with it.
Right. Well, because like I tell you, I'm like, do something other than just run people over, and then you're like, fine, I'll just do a couple.
Go to the green mission, and then and then I'm like, oh.
And then you start playing it, and you remember the moment that you fell in love with that game?
Yeah. The wedding scene.
Yeah.
It was like a late school night, and you're like, okay, one last level, because you've been hyping this level up for so long. You're like, okay, the level might be 30 to 40 minutes, but I can't just hold you out on that.
Right.
And
I don't think anybody's going to play. By all means, spoil it real quick. What's going on in this wedding? So
everybody dies.
You're a cop undercover.
Your main mob boss.
Yeah.
Dies
at his wedding.
At his wedding with his wife, and you go out and you have this white thing and it gets all red and bloody, and I'm like, I start to dig it like as a little 7-year-old, but then like as I've grown older, like the emotion of the game has just gotten
right, because you're like because these characters are like, you're like, all right, they're bad guys, but then you kind of like, it's weird because you're like,
and I didn't understand at first. I'm like, I didn't know he was an undercover cop working with the mob, so I'm like, okay, why is he a cop now? Like, is this 2 different games?
Right.
And then the emotion, like I said, the emotions when Jackie died,
and they killed him fucked up, like
his organs were showing. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Intestines.
That's the games that let my kid play. But they're good games.
No, it was a great story, and it's like travel to who I am as a person now, like in the gang I'm in. So,
what's your number 4?
I was probably gonna say Sleeping Dogs, but there's probably gonna be. I'll just say this: the Last of Us franchise.
Last of Us. Okay, so 2 and 3, or 1 and 2.
Yeah. It would actually probably be my 1, but I'm just saying it now because there's 2 games. But like I said,
so your 4 and 3 are.
I have South Park, like a more fun,
right,
all over the place game, and then I have Last of Us, which is.
I remember which my next one is.
And then I have a story game that's gonna provide me a lot of emotions, like I said, and a lot of. Like
you might play both of those 2-3 times.
Oh no, more than that.
The second one even?
Yeah, the second one I played more than the first one. Because what I do, it's coming up. End of summer is my Last of Us. I play all the Last of Us games again.
All right.
And then.
So we won't see you again until school starts because he's playing video games. All right. At least I can dig playing video games.
But like, I have a schedule because I'm like, I have to play Last of Us at least twice a year.
Okay.
So I played it. I haven't played it this year yet because I do a December one and a right before school starts one.
Okay.
It's another thing with like Sleeping Dogs. You just fall in love with the characters and the story, and you're like, when is Last of Us 3 coming out? Just like how I'm like, when is Sleeping Dogs coming out? And they never did.
They never did. I don't know why. It's such a good game.
And they could have done so much with it. What's your
Zelda.
Oh.
Did
you see a new one's coming out?
Yeah, you can play princess. You can play as the princess.
Mhm.
That's so cool. But it's the one that JJ likes a lot. The first one, Breath of the Wind.
Breath of the Wild.
Is it Breath of the Wild? Breath of the Wild. That
That's
one.
the Nintendo Switch one.
Yeah, that's the one I'd play.
Like, because you haven't played it and you're just.
I should go and play Twilight Princess.
What's Twilight Princess?
The one that for the Wii.
Oh.
Hey, fun fact about the Zelda. Zelda's left-handed, but because
Who cares?
no, because when it was on the Wii had the hand controller, right? Most people are right-handed, so they had to change Link to right-handed.
That's pretty cool.
I just look at you like, fuck you, who cares? Okay, that's pretty cool. But yeah, OG Link is left-handed. All right, what's your second?
Go towards a more Nintendo game because I got my PlayStation games, and then I'll go Mario Odyssey.
You do like Mario Odyssey?
My gosh, I haven't touched my Switch in forever, and like when you have like a thing that's half broken, do you kind of want to play on it again or no?
As long as it plays.
Because I have really bad stick drift on it, and I hate it.
Oh, okay. You get new sticks, new controllers.
Yeah. Or I can just do Mario All Stars and just get 3 games. That's kind of cheating, though. But I'll go with Mario Odyssey because, one, there's multiple worlds, multiple things to look at. Because if you have just one thing to look at, you can't get bored. And then another thing I like is after you beat the game, there's more to it because you get these moons. And once you get a certain amount of moons, you go and fight another boss. And then if you fight another, like, you just keep fighting bosses. And, like, I like that you have something to work towards because there's, like, a $1 million suit. And I remember we did that with the Lego game because we had to get that achievement.
Dude, those are some fun nights of just, like,
going through the room and just flying with Superman.
Because we needed, what was it?
A million studs.
A million studs, and we just flew around.
We got
for hours.
I don't even think we got to 100% in that game.
No, absolutely not. There's so much stuff on that. I think we were closer than we thought we were because we were hitting all the, like, you would go and look at the trophies we needed. I'd look it up real quick, and you're like, oh, I know where that wall is, and we just punch out the wall, and unlocked all the characters.
Yeah, that's another thing I like is like the random like treasure hunts you have. That's what I like about the Mario Odyssey, and that's why I chose it as my 2 because I feel like Mario is always just edit that out. So iconic, and then like I feel like you have to have a Mario Mario / Nintendo game on there, and I'll do an honorable mention as well. So go ahead.
My number 2 would be probably Final Fantasy 16 because I haven't even looked at it. I've never even looked at it yet. Or Rebirth, 7 Rebirth. I lied. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
You just do both. I don't care.
No, because my number 1 is going to be an old school game.
Yeah, so your honorable mention would be 16.
16 deal.
But why 7 Rebirth?
Final Fantasy 7. I'll probably. I might do it on one of the Mondays.
Is 7 your favorite game, or is it 15?
7's probably my favorite.
/World.
World is amazing. I should do a fucking thing on Monday for that. So, the Final Fantasy franchise is amazing. Like, it almost died back in like 84, 85. And then because of Final Fantasy, they just revitalized.
Why didn't people like World?
People didn't like World, and I don't know why. I don't know. Probably because all the characters were a little chibi.
Why does it matter? Like, that's fun. You have your like little characters from old Final Fantasy games.
Dude, it was the most fun. That was probably the most fun I played in any game in a while.
Play it again. Probably get.
I did get the 100% on that one. It took forever.
And Dissidia. I don't think you had as much fun with Dissidia because the bosses were kind of hard.
They were kind of hard. But no, this Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is just the post story after it's like I just like the compilation of the Final Fantasy VII series. Like you got the regular game.
Sephiroth is so sick too.
He's
so good.
He's the best villain of any video game. Basically, he's consistently in the top 3 best villains of any video game.
You got the good theme song. You got the sick.
Nobu Uematsu did all the music for Final Fantasy
You get
VII.
the sick long sword.
The Masamune.
He dies, right?
Who?
Sephiroth in the game 7.
He dies, but then he takes his essence and he puts it into the life stream, and he's technically living in the life stream. That's why he comes back in Advent Children. All right, what's your number 1?
Can I do my honorable mention before I do one? Because I need to think a little more. Why did I forget my honorable mention?
Best summer.
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
That game you played a bunch.
Okay, so now you want me playing Switch games, but I don't have like a working Switch that like.
How much are new Switch controllers?
I don't know. We tried.
Like if they're like less, I mean, to be fair, they're probably a little bit more expensive than I think they are.
But Let's Go Pikachu. I wanted to get the 150 Pokemon so bad that I was asking for Pokemon out of your like Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Because like,
oh yeah, I remember that because you can transfer Pokemon from Go onto your
and
Let's Go.
You're like, that's fair. I'll get my Melton boxes, and then you can finish your 150. Right. Because I remember like just some of the memories I had from that game, like, because I go through like phases. Like I said, that's why it's so hard to choose one category of game during summer. Because like right now, I'm in my sports. Like I want to play NBA 2K, shoot hoops, and whatever. And then I feel like when I go home tomorrow, I'm gonna want to play all these Nintendo games. Yeah. But it's like an older game. You can transfer your Pokemon from Pokemon Go over, and then you can you're being a Pokemon trainer, and I just like it's the idea of being an actual Pokemon trainer is just really fun. I was gonna say Sword and Shield, but I feel like Let's Go Pikachu is just more fun with, especially it just seems happier. It's the original.
It's a remake of the original the Blue Red from 92.
And I also like the catching physics.
Yeah,
where you would snap down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was your honorable mention. You have a number 1?
No, honorable mention. You do your honorable mention. I do my one.
I already did my honorable mention. 16. You want me to do my one first?
Yeah.
Earthbound.
That's the game I was thinking of with the like guy with the sideways hat.
Yeah, Ness. For whatever reason, okay, I've never played Earthbound. Earthbound is arguably the most expensive Super Nintendo game ever. You can't find a copy of it anywhere. But I like Chrono Trigger, but everybody's always like, no, Earthbound is better. Do you know how much Earthbound in its box with complete with box graded? How much it sells for?
I got it right here. Don't worry.
Do you? It's like $4 or $5 grand, if not more. He's trying to look it up.
$15,000.
Oh my god! I never played the game, and it's supposed to be really, really good. It's supposed to be better than Chrono Trigger, but Chrono Trigger never always makes the list. And
that's what we were supposed to do this summer. I forgot. I think it was last summer.
All right. Well, hey, we got some time.
Come here. Excuse me. No.
I think you could beat it in 25 hours. We can find 25 hours. I'm just gonna pull you out of school until we beat it.
My mom pulls me out for a Boston trip, and you're like, "All right, I'm pulling him out for video games."
All right. What are you doing? You're number 1.
Oh my gosh! I was probably gonna be The Last of Us for ones, so I'm gonna move Last of Us to 1, and then my 4 will be probably Life is Strange.
Which one?
Before the Storm.
Before the Storm. You like that one a lot.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I like Chloe and Rachel more than I like Max. No offense, Max. Sorry, Max. There's a new one coming out, and I'll skip school for that. I don't care. Because I don't care. I like the two brothers were great. After the first episode.
That first episode was garbage.
because like you escape from the house and you're running like what, throwing snowballs at rocks.
Right. It got so much better.
And then I never got into True Colors.
I played it because I needed to play it because I'm a completist with the franchise.
I don't think it held up to like the superpower that you wanted.
No, definitely not. Oh, I can sense your emotions.
I don't care.
No, man. Shoot fire out of your face or rewind time. All right. So we're done with video games.
Gosh.
I think we're kind of all over the place on this ideal summer.
Yeah. But like it's fun.
But like any ideal summer, we're gonna go like the 2 movies that you're gonna watch on repeat.
God, I hate movies. I haven't watched a single movie in forever. And
it doesn't have to be because one summer in I think my senior year.
Can they see it? Do they like
was Top Gun. I watched Top Gun every day all summer. William's showing off his bikini bottom Lego set or fake Lego set.
7.
No way, man. There's a I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it has an official name, but
Snap and Switch. Off-brand Lego.
No, but I mean the act of putting Legos together is very therapeutic.
I got stressed out.
Like if you're seriously, if you're stressed out, do Legos, and it like scientifically proven that playing with Legos helps center you and helps.
Because like I don't want to do any of the big sets. These are just like perfect because
95 pieces that you can only do half of.
Okay. I got what's this?
Krusty Krab.
The Krusty Krab. Then I have this jellyfish field.
Okay.
And then Squidward's house, and then the pineapple. No Patrick. It's kind of sad.
If anybody's listening wants to help out,
$50,000.
You can send us the Patrick and the Krusty Krab. No, the chum bucket. Yeah, just let us know. Just email us.
And the Sandy's Rocket.
But
that's not at 5 and below because you can order that from another, like you can just order that.
Yeah.
But then like the chum bucket you can't find, and
it's like $300.
Yeah, and then the Patrick's thing you can't find. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure I found the chum bucket on the actual website for just $5.
All right. So,
sorry, kind of
movie
topic.
If I had to watch him,
and then we'll do TV
because I play video games. Okay, TV or movie.
TV and movies. We'll
okay,
do 2 and 2.
1 and 1.
2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
Because like when I used to play games, I always had a TV playing, so I would watch movie and play games at the same time because I got to maximize the amount of worthless like laziness.
That's me if it's not a story game.
Oh, like when you're 2K-ing?
When I'm playing like basketballs and the baseballs, I always have a YouTube video on. But when I played South Park, no YouTube on. When I played Last of Us, no YouTube, definitely not.
Right, you got to focus.
Sleeping Dogs.
Music?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
That was my other one. Pokemon, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Movies. I'd probably do like Chasing Amy. I could play Chasing Amy in the background. I enjoy that movie a lot.
Okay, so like do a background movie and the movie you're gonna actually sit down and watch.
I almost want to say Creed. Like I feel like I'm in a Creedish or Rocky 1.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched it yet recently, but it's been on my playlist. I've been doing this thing where I'm just running through all of the Emmy. Remember when we did the Emmy show? Dude, I
remember when you talked about it. You talked about it on like one of the lives. You're like, we didn't even know what we were talking about. We should have looked into it. It was just lasso.
Just reading names for 45 minutes. I gotta get when we did that. But this year, I've watched everything. I've watched all of it. I'm still watching stuff. So this year, I'm gonna be good at it. Yeah, I would probably do Rocky because it's a good story. It's got some action, good soundtrack. Perfect.
Rocky 4 is what I would probably do for a Rocky movie. The soundtrack's better. The story's better. You got the underdog. You're facing the Russian on steroids. But one's also really good because you got the love story.
Yeah.
Then you have the
Or 2 even.
2 is a good one because you're like, he's never like been this good, and then you gotta have an ego. And then you have to face him again. You win. And that scene at the end when they both fall is kind of just insane.
Do you remember when I bought the extended version of Rocky 4?
And you're like, we couldn't tell.
We couldn't tell a single thing that was missing. There was nothing fucking missing.
There was like 5 minutes.
Maybe.
Because there was added to the montage.
Yeah. So instead of, which also is funny, Rocky 4 runtime's like $130, right? Montages make up like 48% of that movie. Like most of that movie is technically done in a montage. Like it is wild. Give me a movie and then I'll look up the Rocky 4 montage.
Probably Terminator. The one where the song goes do 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 do.
The second one?
Yeah, the one with the little boy.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Yeah, I know, that's why I chose it.
Let's see. 1/3 of Rocky 4 is montage.
It's not all of it, baby.
Dude, that is amazing.
Because you got the fights.
You have the fights and all the training.
And then like the running up the mountain.
Yes, 1:30. So what is that? 90 minutes. So 30 minutes of the movie is a montage. 7 of it's the fucking credits.
Okay. Like I said, probably the Terminator one. Because Terminator Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, yes.
I have my movie top 10 from like a year ago popped up.
Those are 2 episodes that we've never released.
Oh, really?
I've never put any of those 2 episodes out. We still have them.
I remember that was one of the days where we did like 3 podcasts and I was just done.
Yeah, you were done.
I was finished.
TV show.
Oh, I don't have that one pulled up. Ted Lasso.
Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Rick and Morty, you can play like any episode anywhere.
I thought you were gonna choose BoJack.
Oh shit! BoJack. I picked BoJack for my summer. BoJack. I would rewatch BoJack in a heartbeat. God, that show was so good.
I'm like, yeah, I thought that was surprised you chose BoJack because BoJack has what 11 seasons, 30 minutes each episode.
6 seasons. I think there's 6, like 50. I think there's like 68 episodes. Yeah, BoJack.
I was like, man, you're usually like a BoJack.
Well, what's funny is I had a mind pocket yesterday about a song that I heard that I realized should be on my top 5 list, but it wasn't.
What song?
Your Song by Elton John. Like I love that fucking song. And then, but BoJack's the same thing. Was like, oh, I completely forgot it. BoJack is definitely my number 1 favorite show almost all time.
For me, it's probably Stranger Things.
All right,
especially with the last season coming up. That summer's gonna be great. Season 5 is a masterpiece.
Season 5 is?
It turns Stranger Things more horror, like how it was in first season. You get the Vecna bad guy, super like really scary. You have a great soundtrack. You have the all the emotions, especially from season 1. Season 1 was was a masterpiece too.
It was a good one.
And then I like the 4 in the mall because I feel like I can relate to it. So I feel like that's why I like season 4 so much. And we did TV show. You chose BoJack. So now it's probably I'm trying to see between Lasso and Morty because Rick and Morty because in Rick and Morty I'll have more to watch, but in Lasso I'll have
the feels.
Yeah, a lot better. Not better.
Well, I think Lasso's a good like summer vacation, like a Christmas vacation show.
But that's our tradition.
I know, but I think for a summer, I think you just need some. You got too many feels so far.
Yeah,
you just need some.
I didn't even finish my movies. I have Terminator, Judgment Day, and Rick and Morty, and Stranger Things.
God, I can't wait until I'm done with Emmy season, so I can go back and watch BoJack again.
You watch BoJack again just because of this?
Oh, absolutely. BoJack is.
I'm gonna play the Pokemon game just because of this.
BoJack is like it was good and big, and it's definitely recognized in like like in like the ratings. So like your critics acknowledged how good BoJack was, but like mainstream people can't get past that it's an animated cartoon. Is a cartoon about a talking horse.
It would be worse if it was a live action.
Absolutely, you couldn't talk about some of the subject matter in it with real people. Like it's just too depressing.
And some of the comedy too.
Yeah.
My movie. This is just off topic, but I remember what was the Captain America Winter Soldier? I wanted to hate that movie for so long because I always had a grudge against Captain America because I was like, oh, Iron Man is completely better.
Right.
Like, all the Iron Man movies are better than the Captain America movies. And then I watched
the second one was fucking sick. It was so good.
I think the Captain America movies are better than the Iron Man one because especially the one Iron Man movie with like he was in the suit for like what 5 minutes.
No, Iron Man 3 he was only in it for a couple of minutes. But
I heard Iron Man 3 was actually so really good though.
It was okay. It was all right. It had its moments. Iron Man 1 is better than Captain America 1.
Really?
Yes. I didn't like Captain America 1 that much.
But Iron Man 2 is not better than
No. Iron Man 2 is kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But Winter Soldier was that's like Iron Man and Winter Soldier are like perfect movies. Like they are good storytelling, like everything, like the pacing on all of it, brilliant. They're such good action movies.
Honorable mention will probably be Sandlot because Sandlot is just such a summer movie.
It's literally a summer movie. It's about what does he say in the beginning?
The greatest summer of my life.
Yeah, the story of the greatest summer of my life.
But then the movie,
like how shitty is that you're the greatest summer of your life capped out at 10. He was 40 telling the story. He's like, I've never had a good summer then. I got 3 kids. Fuck those guys.
No, think
10
about
years
it,
old.
Think about it, though. You move to a new town, you make a bunch of friends, and then you start a life off of it. It sounds great.
It does sound great, but pigeonhole yourself to call it your best at 10. It could be like, I don't know. To be fair, it did. You're right. It did define his life. It set him on course for what he was going to be when he grew up.
All right. I appreciate you stalling because I still don't know.
We don't have to. You don't have. This is all arbitrary. You don't have to have a fucking set number.
I'm like thinking of like it's like Avengers: Infinity War, and then like Creed 1 is over here, and then I have Chasing Amy up here, and then I have like Jalen and Silent Bob Strikes Back reboot over here, because you got the funny, you have the funny and weird and story in Chasing Amy. Infinity War is just a great movie, and then Creed.
I did enjoy Creed, man. You loved it, man, when you saw him get off the mat at the end.
It'll probably be Creed because I always like the story. I always like the opening scene because you're like, all right, coming out of juvie, you can already tell he's got a pretty rough life.
Right.
He's his son, so he had to grow up without his father. And then you see him go in the thing with Rocky, and then it just goes up and up and up from the underdog. Then he's fighting the one guy with the yellow thing. I forget his name. It was like Leo Lion something.
I don't remember. Yes.
And then he fights the Ricky Conlon.
Yes.
And I like that he lost the fight.
Yes.
I really do like that he lost. And it was like that's all right. Like, I still did good kind of feeling.
Right.
Because you don't always need to win.
Right. Winning is good, but the journey to get to where he was, like, because he was never supposed to get the shot at the title.
It's like Rocky.
Yeah. And that's like, no one took him seriously.
And I like that he doesn't actually beat him until the third one.
Yeah.
Because Rocky beat Creed. They had like other Creed in the second movie.
Yeah.
So they waited, made his life outside of fighting Conlon, won a world title, and then beats him.
Yeah.
So there's a problem with my movies.
All right. What else do we?
Lunchtime.
Lunch?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what do we do for lunch?
Chicken and rice. It's a meal that always holds up.
It does hold up. We would always go to there's something about walking the mile down the street and getting $1 slices of pizza. I don't know if Brandon and Nikki remember that, but we used to do the $1 slices of pizza.
You're kind of the older brother, so you're like I remember when you were this. And then,
right.
But they're just like, yeah.
That pizza place used to be this big, like a very small, you could barely fit 4 tables in there. This place now, gigantic. He bought out half the strip mall.
Really?
Yeah. It was crazy. Good pizza. I like him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do $1 slices of pizza.
Okay, so lunch, and then let's do 2 snacks you'll eat during the day.
Candy.
Really?
Yeah. Candy and ice cream sandwiches.
I've eaten too much ice cream sandwich. I can't do the ice cream sandwiches anymore.
Back in the day, it was Nerds. Now we have Nerd Clusters.
Those are so good.
Nerd Clusters are fucking genius.
They're so good.
They're the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Like,
I remember when you brought them to me, you're like, close your mouth. I'm like, what are you going to put in my mouth? Weird.
Close your eyes and open your mouth.
But then I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. I'm like, it tastes like a Skittle gummy.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed me some clusters.
It's probably one of the only snacks you're like, that's too expensive. But like whenever I get them, you're like,
well, they fluctuate in price, but when they hit fucking low, I buy a bunch of them. We got 6 boxes right now.
Really?
Yeah. He's gonna look right now. I think there's 4.
Runts.
Lane likes runts. I like bottle caps.
Sorry, the audio's not good right now.
How many are there? 4?
I didn't look.
Okay.
I didn't see. But I just don't like bottle caps. There's like there's one that's just too sweet for me in the package. It doesn't taste good. But I like runts, especially the banana and strawberry.
All right. What do you do? When do we hang out with when do we hang out with friends?
Screw that. If my ideal summer is like
what?
Hanging out with friends,
no friends anywhere.
I'll have my one wrestling trip and I'll be good.
Sorry, guys. I got video games and movies to be watching.
No, okay. Actually, like when I got home, I texted everybody, "Don't text me." I wanted to be alone. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I was so tired of people, and then like, oh my gosh, like I literally ghosted everybody for 2 to 3 days, and it was great. And like it was really.
You just like you don't have to look at your phone. You can just be like, I mean, I know you don't text me back, but you're just like, this is the idea of like having to flip up and then like swipe. Yeah, I get you.
The real thing is I'll have my one wrestling trip and I'll be fine.
We used to ride bikes the entire summer, like all summer, like from 7 to 7.
It's too hot here.
It is, but I do like the friends. It would be late night, go hang out with the friends.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm probably gonna ask one of my friends. She's on the older side, and I always she has a boyfriend, and I was talking. He was gonna hang out with us.
Yeah,
I'll ask him to come pick me up, and like we'll go out and get something to eat. Yeah.
Do if you guys go scenario.
Are we Henry Stickmin in this?
No, you guys go get food, but we're like, oh, let's just do drive-through Jackbox. Let's say like midnight.
I don't like Jack in the Box.
McDonald's. Jesus. Whatever fast food place you like. Do you eat? Where do you eat it? Like after you get in the drive-through midnight. You're hanging out midnight. You got some food. You have your bag of. Where do you eat?
In the car.
Where?
In the car.
In the parking lot.
Well,
in front of
driving.
While someone's driving.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever just hang out in the parking lot?
No.
I think we used to do that. I think that used to be a thing. We would get food and we would just hang out. Like we'd drive through and then you park right next to the fast food place and we get out and we would just put all the food on the trunk and we would just hang out and just chill and just eat, and we'd sit and chat for like 2.5 hours. That was I don't know if that was a thing, or we'd get off of work and then hang out in the parking lot for like 2 hours, and I don't know why.
What year do I get my license? 14. Freshman is 15, and then 16 is end of sophomore year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All
right.
Sorry.
So
Dude.
no, I'm just saying.
No problem. Certified it. Okay, and then the last thing is your vacation.
Oh, I take a trip somewhere?
Yeah. I said that. I go to Bikini Bottom.
Where do you go?
Probably Disneyland.
I don't get it, man. I know you love it. I just I think I'm just too jaded for Disney. I don't know. I'm not really like super big on trips. I don't know. Somewhere like north, semi-cold. No snow.
Iceland.
Yes, Iceland. That
What
a little bit north.
what are you
That's like far north. That's like North Pole north.
What are you talking about? Iceland's great.
Iceland would be great, but I'm not going to take my
It's my
vacation
senior
there.
trip.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm going to Iceland.
Are you?
I didn't ask my mom. I'm going to Iceland. I don't care.
All right.
Just by myself. I'm going by myself. I'm going to Iceland.
Okay. Yeah, if I took a trip,
Something wrong with Iceland?
Vegas,
So lame.
get into some trouble.
What are you doing? You're 40.
I don't do anything.
Yeah, you're gonna go to Vegas.
Yeah, that was my ideal summer.
Wow.
Vegas.
Bowl
No,
of cereal in Vegas.
no, it'd probably be like, no flight. No
Mario
more.
RPG.
No more nice. No more than 6 hours in any direction. Cooler weather. No flight. That way you get the nice car trip. You can still leave early enough to still save the day wherever you're going. You hang out for a day or two, and then you can still drive home early enough to still have the rest of the night when you get back.
There was such a nice,
6 hours.
There's such a nice town in Colorado, and if my friends are older, my mom will allow it. Like when they're 18, I'd be so down to go on a trip to this little town in Colorado called Crested Butte.
Crusty View?
Crested Butte.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Fuck me. So is that where you're going to go for your vacation?
I said
Disney.
Disneyland.
Jesus, I'm sorry. What else makes an ideal summer? I don't think anything else. I mean, that's the best part, man. We just playing video games, eating candy, some pizza, and some waffles. That looks nice.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
I don't know. So
Any
I grew up-
activity like go swimming?
Yeah, probably.
So it's okay. Rollerblade, bike. No, it's too hot. Jump in a pool. Half hour. Who are they?
Those are like the older people.
Okay, cool.
I'm the youngest. The youngest besides that is sophomore. Junior.
All right. Yeah. You guys should put in the comments what your ideal.
Tony, talk to me, baby.
Tony, what do you do, man? What do you do on your vacation? What games do you play? What kind of movies are you watching? Tony, we miss you. We're
He's from
sorry.
New York.
All right, that's all I got for you.
Whimsy.